Hey everybody, it's me, Mario again. I think today we're gonna interview my mom. So bear with me. It might be kind of rough. All right. All right. Say hi, mom.
Hello?
Say hi. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm a little distracted.
Hold on. Let me put the thing. It's okay like that. All right. All right. What's your name
Melinda Reyes.
and your nickname?
Millie?
I can't hear you.
Millie.
Okay. Millie, aka Mom.
Okay.
Okay. When was I diagnosed?
3 months.
3 months. And when did you first suspect that something wasn't right?
When you were born?
Okay. And what made you feel like that?
I already knew that a hemophilia might run in the family, but when you were born, the shape of your head, your skin color, made me suspect that you were hemophiliac because you had Smokey's shape of head.
And who was Smokey?
Your cousin.
The best cousin in the world.
Yes, your best cousin in the world. Wow. Yes.
And
He was special.
yes. And is that the only reason?
Well, when you were 3 months, you scratched your nose right here, and it just took longer for it to stop bleeding. It didn't stop. It had been 7 days, and you still were bleeding, like not bleeding a lot, but it just wouldn't stop. So because I suspected since you were born, I took you to get checked.
Okay. And tell me about your brother.
Well, my brother passed away right before he was going to turn 7. And when he was born, he 8 days later, he had something happened to him, like a seizure. Mom almost died. They said that his brain was going to split in 4, but I believe that it was that at birth, he weighed 12.5 pounds. So I believe that at birth, he had a bleed in his head. And now I know that it was possible because my grandson Noah, when he was born, he had a bleed in his head as well. So at that time when my brother was born, it was a big difference. He was born in 1956. Noah was born in 2010. Well, in 1956, where we were from, they didn't even know what hemophilia was. So they named it something else, and they treated him as if he was having that disease, and they stuck needles in his head to drain water fluid, and some in his back to drain fluid as well. And I think they damaged him permanently. Well, they did, because he never was able to sit on his own, eat on his own. He had to be in diapers. We bathed him. I mean, his body grew and everything. It's just that he was damaged.
Okay.
Yeah.
And going back to Smokey, tell me about him. What kind of person was he?
Smokey was a very nice looking young man, and he wasn't only nice looking, he was like amazing. He was a very good person. He had hemophilia, but his challenges were different than yours. He had some ankle bleeds and some knee bleeds, but he did not have inhibitors the way you did. So the factor 8, which is the factor that they had designed after Smokey was born, that it would stop his bleeding within a day. because of your inhibitors, factor 8 wouldn't stop your bleeding.
And what are inhibitors?
Inhibitors is where your body fights your medication. It tells your body that that doesn't belong there, so it just destroys the factor. So you won't be able to stop bleeding with the factor 8. So because of the research, and this is why the hemophilia walk is very important, it helps to fund the scientists, the research that they're doing out there. When my brother was born, they didn't have no factor. They would just treat, if they would have known he was hemophiliac, they would have just treated him with whole blood plasma and that, which in the 1980s in New York, where Smokey was living, that was the outbreak of AIDS. So Smokey and several other boys that I know of picked up AIDS at the age of 8, or even younger. So because of all this research and the scientists, they have been able to monitor the factor where there is, if there is any possibility of getting AIDS, is very minimal. Like, I don't think there has been a case after they developed such technology as to where they can monitor the blood products so well and treat them, so that very few hemophiliacs have AIDS anymore, or hepatitis C, or stuff like that. But the most important is that they have also advanced as far as medications for the hemophiliacs with inhibitors. For example, you started with the factor, it didn't work for you, and so they had Autoplex, they gave you Autoplex, and they gave you Fiba, and now you're on Nova 7. Nova 7 has changed your life.
Yes,
you haven't had bad bleeds in a while.
Okay, tell me some of the challenges of not only hemophilia, but hemophilia with inhibitors.
Well, kids with hemophilia with inhibitors is a little different than the ones that don't have inhibitors, because they have to use byproducts. It's a factor that overwrites factor 8 in your body, where it helps you to stop bleeding. It just takes longer, so there is more damage to joints, more pain, just different.
Okay.
It's more challenging.
And do you ever ask, like, why this happened to you and your family?
No, I don't ask myself why it happened. It just happened. In fact, I believe that if you would not have been born a hemophiliac, for one, you would have been totally different.
I'd probably be a criminal.
And our lives wouldn't have been the lives that they were. Yeah, they were filled with a lot of challenges, yes. Too many challenges at times, stressful situations and stuff, not only for me, but for my other children. Hemophilia, when it's in your family, it doesn't only affect the parent or the hemophiliac themselves, it affects the whole family in a whole. That's why I've come to believe that family is one of the most important things in life.
Yes.
Because
I know every day I thank God for my family.
Yeah.
That's very important.
And we do have a beautiful family, and I'm talking about not just my own personal family here, like you and my children, and I'm talking about as a whole, because when it does come to the nitty-gritty and we need each other, we're there, or we try to be. Sometimes our lives take us different ways, but I think it's all in our heart to be there for each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I happen to love my family very much.
Okay, last question. Where do you get the strength to endure all the challenges that you've gone through?
Where do the Lord. Jesus and the Lord. They've always been with me all through my life.
So you're saying that, like, having a foundation is very important.
Having a spiritual foundation is very important.
Because what if there's somebody out there that's seeing this and they're not Christian? They're
Well,
Buddhist.
If you're not a Christian, that's okay. I mean, different people have different strengths, and it comes from the same source, but in different ways. I mean, you know, if the United States or just had one road, where would we all go? It has different roads, different avenues, you know, and that's what life is about. You are who you are. I myself got my strength from the Lord, and I call him the Lord, and I call him Jesus because that's how I know him. You know, but some people do not know him that way, but they do know that they have some type of inner strength. And when they feel sad or lonely or in trouble or whatever, they sit and meditate. Or maybe they use other different ways. They cope with things differently. But I know that my strength with my Lord, the Lord my God.
Okay, there's one thing that you could tell parents of other hemophilia children. What would it be? Any advice or pointers or anything?
Well, for one, you have to listen to your motherly instincts. Most of the time, it kicks in when your child is in trouble. You notice differences in the children, the toddlers, and in babies, and as they grow, they'll either start limping when they're starting to bleed in their ankle or in their knee or in their hips. Just notice differences in your child. You know, every night before they go to bed, check them out. Make sure they don't have, check their joints out. Make sure they move well, and in the mornings as well. Make sure that they have no new bruises or anything, and if they do, see how severe they may be. Let them be themselves. There's nothing that you can do to change the fact that they have hemophilia. Just educate yourself in what hemophilia is about. Always be close to your chapter, and always have a good relationship with your doctors and your nurses. Stand up for your child when you see that things are not done right. You have to remember that doctors and nurses and the staff in the medical field are humans just as much as you are, with different personalities, different ways of being. You know, be an advocate for your child. You know, okay. I was a very passive person, so I am not one to talk very much as being an advocacy.
Oh no, I remember there was sometimes that you would get like pretty heated when there was something that you didn't like.
Yeah, there were times that I did, and there were times that I did. I just feel I could have been a little bit more aggressive, you know, when it came to my Juan Mario.
Well, you know, if it wasn't for you and the rest of my family, I'd probably be dead. So thank you for that.
Well, I think that nobody dies before their time, and you're meant to be here, and there's a reason why. That's how I feel.
Okay.
You know.
Before we go, tell the people about the walk, the hemophilia walk.
Oh, the hemophilia walk. This is one of the flyers. Hopefully you can see it well. It is in September the 15th at 9 p.m. at the Downtown Aquarium here in Houston. And if you would like to donate or join the team, go to www.hemophilia.org/walk and click on the Houston Austin, and that'll take you to the website for the Houston area. Scroll down to Noah's team, click it, and there's where you can either join or sponsor or donate.
Okay.
And if anyone can come down and walk with us, that would be so awesome.
Yeah, my mom just said awesome.
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right. Hopefully somebody out there took something out of this. I know I did. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.